Now, members of the legal profession are worried that the hallowed principle of English justice, or the jury, is under threat by the very modern phenomenon of the internet. The Attorney General, judges and lawyers representing prosecution and defence have all voiced concerns that some jurors are using search engines like Google and social networking sites like Twitter away from the courtrooms, which is feared could influence or inform them prejudicially. So, could we trust ourselves on a jury, and are juries still something that we trust and believe in?
Well, yeah, I think that's a point. And it is easy to get swayed, but, you know, I would trust myself, and I think, you know, I would be able to go into a court, whatever I'd seen before, and you know, make a proper judgment on what I'd heard in the court. But the problem is, I think the problem more so is not just outside information, but also the brilliance of some lawyers and barristers and how clever they are, you know, at defending some people who are quite, you know, obviously guilty. And I think a lot of people can be swayed by that. But, you know, having said that, it's not foolproof, but I still think it's the best system.
The fairest
because
system.
what else is there? You know, what do? Do you have just the state or a state-appointed person to deal with all prosecution? And I think that is a really, really dangerous road to go down. I think you have to be tested by your peers.
It's a hard thing, though, isn't it, to accept that there's 12 people that have got completely different views, completely different upbringings, making decisions that big. And, you know, and also it's very, very difficult to come into a courtroom and leave your emotions behind. I know, personally, I wouldn't be able to look at it with a clear view without being emotional first about it.
Well, it depends what it is, though,
well, it
doesn't
depends,
it?
of course, what it is.
You shouldn't be unemotional about it.
No, I was never allowed to be on the jury because my dad was a policeman. I always sort of wanted to be and see, you know, sort of the experience.
You know, you talk about this kind of, you know, the 12 people with very different backgrounds. I think actually that's the brilliance of a jury, is when you select a jury and you put them together, it's about selecting the right blend of people that have that variety of backgrounds and that can bring something different to the party, that are going to create a level of debate whereby somebody is tried fairly. And I think it's a really, you know, I think it's kind of inspired. And when it comes to the brilliance of lawyers, I totally understand what you're saying, but, you know, thankfully we have a judge in place who should monitor that and filter it through.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and they do, and they'll say overruled or, you know, withdrawn, and they run their court. What I would find difficult, and where I think maybe things could be opened up a little, is I think at the end of the day, as a member of the jury, I would have questions that I would like to put forward. I think it's very hard to just sit there and only work with the information that you've been given, rather than being able to challenge yourself. You know, I suppose it becomes a bit of a...
I think that with me, see, they wouldn't ask me, I don't think, because I'd be so emotive. Because you've seen those films, haven't you, when that lawyer's in there and you know he's manipulating those jurors and you want to get up. You see, I have to get up and go, I'm sorry, I have to say something
That's what I mean, yeah.
You know, I'm sorry about this. Not at the end. I'd have to do it meanwhile. And I think that's the only thing, is that you know you're being manipulated. Now, if you know you're being manipulated as a juror, what do? Do you sit there and not say anything? Because when you get out, you've only got the jurors, because you can't talk to anybody else, can you?
No,
but you're not supposed to.
But you're not supposed to. So I'd be so angry.
Yes, but your power is silent. Your power is that you can choose to be swayed by that or see it for what it is. But don't forget, I mean, these guys, they're actually upholding the law.
They're such good actors, these barristers, though,
not
aren't
always.
they? Yeah, you
but they're not. Well, hang on a minute. We're tarnishing everybody with
reason.
the same brush here.
Yeah.
For everybody that can put a good spin on things, there are people that are in that profession because they truly believe in justice and they think it's the right... you know, they're there to uphold the law. Think of Gregory Peck in To Kill a Mockingbird. There you go.
Me, I can tell you now, if I were there.
OK.